once in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
It is Wednesday, February 4th, 2026. Growing up, it was kind of funny because I never, you think of the future. Growing up for us, it was, the year 2000 when everything would change. And gosh, that just seems so far off. Seems far away. Quick heads up, I'm not doing the dad jokes today. I'm just not in the mood and I don't feel like doing it. So this is just kind of what happens when I go through this. I'm not sure what happened, but I slept way too long. In fact, I slept so long that my wife stopped back by home to check on me. I'm not sure if that was the real reason. It is. I want to ignore it. I don't like being fussed about. Even though I love attention and I love being the center of attention, I don't like people fussing about me. It's weird. I don't want my wife to have to worry about me. It gets old, man. All my life, people worrying about me. Is Deanna okay? Is Deanna I don't be known as the dude that needed to be checked on all the time, but here we are. It's not much I can do about it except, I had to cancel God-centered recovery today. I wouldn't have been able to do a very good job as a host on that one today. So I did let Roger kind of know what was going on. I don't hide what's going on with me, especially when it comes to depression, anxiety, PTSD, ADHD. Fuck ADHD, man, whatever. That's like the least of my worries. Even if I do have it. I think it had to do with the fact that yesterday we had to redo my treatment plan, and there's this denial. Right. Well, I don't know that I would call it a denial because I go through these series of really good days and then it's just I tank. But yesterday I was just reminded again how well I was not and how much work I still have to do, and it gets frustrating. I don't feel like having you on my feet, dude. I get really touchy when I'm like this. Touchy as in I don't want to be touched. Kind of touchy. Well, I've been trying to keep a decent attitude. Said happy birthday to some people. Good job. Congratulations. Those sorts of things. That stuff kind of helps me feel a little bit better. I'm not at a point like where I don't want to be here or anything like that. That's not how I'm feeling. Maybe I'm just tired. I don't know. I'm always tired. And, I wish I had the same amount of energy as everybody else because I would get so much more done. And I don't know. I don't want to be that person on there's always a problem. There's a problem. Because there always is. Especially now that I'm older and my body's starting to break down some. There's a lot of things that need to be done and a lot of things I could get done, but I just don't have the energy. Yeah. Um, some days are better than others. Today isn't necessarily the best day, but at least I am not hungover. Welcome to the Daily Trudge, because this would suck even more if I was hungover. All right. So welcome Daily Trudge. You can call me Podfather today if you want. I don't care. So I care, but I don't care. It's a protection system right now. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. So today we're talking about staying honest through the fog. I got some guy trying to get into detox here. That's not him. I had to chew his ass yesterday. He's just playing game. This guy's got 6 months to live, and he's playing games. I'm like, dude, you have no time left. You are not listening. And I had to pull out a lot of things yesterday, and I kept telling him, "Hey, man, I hope I'm not coming across as rude. It's just, I'd really like to see you make it, dude. I'm doing this out of love, because it's not like you're paying me or something." So, but they always say, "Well, I need it." It's like, well, there you are deciding what you think you need again. See, you know you don't know what you need. That's kind of the problem with early alcoholism. You know, they were going to go treatment, but suddenly, all of a sudden, they have Medicaid. I'm like, that's not going to do you any good. I'm telling you, it's still going to be 3-4 weeks before you're in treatment. You don't have 3 to 4 weeks. Well, what are the good treatment centers? Salvation Army is the best. Right now in Colorado, I would deem Salvation Army, okay, Harbor Lights, as the best recovery that we have. Yes, because they are doing it correctly. Number one, it's recovery equity. It costs you nothing. Recovery equity. I'm gonna maybe not today, but I'm gonna call Angela sooner or later and ask if, do they have to be homeless? Because I like their program so much. Even people with good insurance, I think should go through it. Honestly, I really do. Hi, Heather. It's good to see you too. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate that. So when I go through this, when I tend to go through these things, there's a part on page 52 that usually comes to my mind, or 58, that comes to my mind. And that is, there are those too who suffer from grave emotional and mental disorders, but many of them do recover if they have the capacity to be honest, right? So some of us are not just recovering from alcoholism, we're also recovering from trauma. I've had a lot of trauma in my life. I've been sexually, mentally, physically, and spiritually abused a good portion of my life, right? Is it all on me? Is it all on the other person? I don't work with that way. I don't work it that way anymore. Stuff happened, and I'm not going to just get over it. That's not how I work. I don't just get, oh, it happened, just get over it. No. Mm-mm. See, I need some kind of justice in there. Now, in this case, is justice bringing this person to justice for what they did? Not necessarily. There's a different kind of justice out there. It is God's justice. And that's what I utilize a lot. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say God will take care of them. That's, I've got to put a little action in. All right. Sorry. Well, no, I'm not sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. Just there's probably gonna be parts in here where I just stop talking because I don't really want to do this. I kind of don't, but I know it'll be good for me. I know other people will, and I'm used to it. This isn't going to be one of my best ones. I know that. Well, who knows? See, I don't determine those things either. If it means that it helps somebody out today, then it's my best one today, right? because where am I at? Well, I'm doing the best that I can. See, right now, I'm doing what I can, and God is taking care of the rest for me. That's what's happening right now. And He takes care of a lot of things for me. He absolutely does. And not just on the spiritual plane, except that's where I like to do most of my work is on the spiritual plane. Um, Now, I'm diagnosed with 5 mental illnesses, which I found out is really not that much compared to the person I heard that had 12. Even my therapist has me beat a little bit. So I don't feel as bad. I don't feel as bad, but I get it. I mean, it starts to compound, right? So I have alcoholism, which you know about. CPTSD, anxiety, depression, and ADHD, which I don't even really count. It's just I've been, so yesterday I'd do my treatment plan, and here come the questions. So a bunch of questions. You got to take all these questionnaires, and it just gets deflating when I hear that I'm not doing as well as I thought I was. Was it, am I in denial? No, I did have those good days. They did exist. But see, in my brain, my brain will take those and make it to where it's not happening. That it's just it isn't true. My brain likes to do that to me. I'm not sure why. Don't really need to know why. The only reason I would need to know why is so I could change it so that it didn't happen anymore. But in this case, the why is not going to help me. Wondering why I'm an alcoholic is not going to help me. I got to grab a back scratcher. All right. I got 2 doors in here, but that door only opens from that side, so I had to go around. If you're over 40, I recommend that you have at least one back scratcher in your home, because there will come a day when you will no longer be able to reach the middle of your back. All right, so Angel says I have 4, including alcoholism. Hi, Amber. Good to see you. Good to see you. So I did have Chat GPT kind of, put some things together for me. What it does, it helps guide me on what I might talk about next and things like that. In fact, I'm gonna give you a little looky see on what I'm doing when I do this. Right now, see right there, it makes the picture for me. But this is what it gives me. Right, so then you hear me, and these lines and stuff are based off me putting several transcripts in here. So these are things that I have said before, so that I'm not like making shit up, right? But today, opening frame, some days are heavy, low mid, and what this does is it gets my mind to thinking about what I'm going to talk about, right? So yeah, that's kind of how I work it. It works really well. I argue with ChatGPT a lot, but that's all right. It's all right. So now you know my secret. But I have to do that for every show. Every time I go live, that there's about 15 minutes of work for me. If you were new, it'd take you about an hour. But I've done it so many times, and even then, I miss a little something here and then. Maybe I'll miss the graphic up in the upper left hand corner, things like that. But yeah, that's what it is. All right. So today just isn't a high energy day for me. It's just got to be an honest day, and the honest fact is, I'm feeling depressed. Do I need to make it more than that or less than that? Right? And people, when I get like this, people don't do it as much, and my friends don't do it. Uh, if somebody is depressed, trying to put them in a good mood is not the what we're going for. Sometimes we need to sit with it, right? So I'm going to sit with this. There's not the thing is there's nothing wrong. I mean, there are things that are wrong, but they're not anything new. You know, I'd like to be able to get out and do more things, and I just don't know how that's going to happen. I don't. You know, what if I would have had work today? I mean, I slept until what, 1, 12:30, 1 o'clock, and I didn't want to get up. I only got up because I knew I had a podcast coming up at 3, and yeah, so I dragged my butt out of bed. Now, thankfully, sobriety does not require good moods all the time, and neither does recovery. I'm not always going to have the best attitude. And it's not that I have a crappy attitude today either. I don't. I'm not angry with anybody. I'm not upset. But I do know this and is sometimes my depression turns into anger, and that's where I kind of have to watch things because it gets frustrating. And sometimes, if I get angry, I can get out of that. But then what happens, and then I get more depressed. Amber said sometimes you need to put on your sexy pants and hire a photographer and feel pretty in your own skin. Yeah, I'm not sure that's going to quite work today. In fact, I'm thinking about shaving all my hair off my head again. That's what I'm thinking about doing. Because when I get like this, I need change, and I'm not sure what to change. Most girls will understand that, right? Feeling depressed, you go get your nails, trying to change your hair, you change something, right? Yeah. See, I go through the same thing. Right now, I want to shave all my hair off, so I go back to looking mean, so that people don't think I'm a fucking wussy. So I do it, and it's easy to keep. And there's a part of me that likes looking mean. Gives me control. Right? Hey, we're going to talk honestly here today. Just diet. What am I going to diet? Brown? Black? I dye it black, but I ain't getting into no colors. I don't. It never works out well for me when I do stuff like that. All right. Should I get a perm? For those of you who've never seen me on camera, I have very curly hair. All right. So, sobriety does not equal being positive all the time. In fact, I talk about toxic positivity all the time, that positivity is not an answer. Right? Positivity is not going to get me out of my mood. What do you think the number one way? What is the one thing that I could do that would help me not feel as depressed? The answer is always the same. Answer is always the same. Helping other people. So that's what I've been trying to do, but I don't have much in me today. Right? So how am I helping people? Well, I'm coming on here so that other people that go through this understand they're not alone. Right? Maybe so that'll help somebody else out. Maybe what I'm going through will make you feel a little bit better about your shitty day because you're like, well, at least I'm not depressed like Dion. Maybe it's that. If you want to utilize that to feel better, go for it. I don't care. Amber said perms are lame. Go pink. My hair's curly. You just called my hair lame. You're lame. Perms are lame. Go pink is what she says. Do you really think pink would look good on me? Maybe red. No. We all know if I was to dye my hair, there's only one color in the world that I would be willing to dye it. If you can, if you pick the right color and you're within driving distance, I will give you a take12radio.com bracelet. It says on the side, the lie is dead, we do recover. There we go. For anybody that could answer that question, it's not hard. It's not a hard answer, right? So I can't sit around and think that my mental illnesses just don't exist anymore. I can't do that either, right? So what do? Well, we muster all the courage that we can and we face it. Yeah. So I had to face it. I had to face. I can't say this morning. I wasn't up this morning. I had to face it earlier. Okay. And what was the facing? Well, it was acceptance. That I've got to accept. I'm feeling depressed today. But what are we going to do about it? What are we going to? What can we do today? Because sitting around doing nothing is not going to help. But that's what I want to do. Absolutely, that's what I want to do. That's what my brain does. Like, well, you need. But as an alcoholic, I need to have some successes in my life, right? I'm sharing. It's so cool. I've been waiting so long. I finally had to sign up to chair the meeting I started. It's so cool. I was so happy about that. So I'm chairing a meeting today. Why am I happy about that? Because now I'm just like everybody else in that sense. It's a big deal to me. It is. I do not like being treated special, even if it works to my advantage. But if it works to your disadvantage, I don't want it. I don't. I do not want to be placed in a. I love being the center of attention, but I am not the prominence. I'm not that. I want to be it. I want to just be a part of. Um, the 3 p.m. How It Works meeting. I've been going to that meeting for years, and I'm always a co-host. Right. But Mary Lee, one of the people that chairs on Saturday, she sends me the thing to unmute like everybody else. So I feel like I know those little things work on me. Hey, if we're all gonna be down, then let's do it together. Where the fuck is that noise coming? Oh, it's the burner phone. That's what it was. It says it's dying. Okay. That sucks for you. That's the grassroots phone. We found a good way to, right? So it isn't running away from these things. Nobody's even tried to guess the color. So recovery and depression, they can still work together. Yeah. They can still coincide and live in the same space. Because see, when it comes to depression, there's usually not much of a reason for it. In fact, things are kind of going well right now. I mean, in my overall life, right? I've set some poop brown. I already have poop brown hair. You lose. It's already poop brown. My eyes are shit brown. Emerald green, you're getting closer. Surprised people don't know my favorite color. Favorite color. What do you think my favorite color is? Dion loves hobbits. He loves. All right, keep going. Emerald green is actually my second favorite color, so you're really close. You can have one anyway. Both Amber and Angel can have one. Heather, I'd say you too, but you kind of live on the other side of the country at the moment. All right. Now, in order for me to stay in recovery, do I need to feel good 100% of the time? No. It's not how it works. This is part of life. Do I wish I had more energy? Things like, and we're looking into stuff. Oh, I told you I was making new goals. Purple, you win. It's purple. Yeah. That's the only thing I would, and you'd probably have to make my hair white before that happened, because I'm telling you, my hair is very thick, luscious, and very dark poop brown. So thanks for making me laugh. I appreciate that. So I don't have to feel good to stay sober. But I don't want to just be sober today. Nah. Now I like being in recovery. I like seeing my friends. I like enjoying myself. And and even this is starting to help me out a little bit. Maybe I can just go have a better day. Right. At some point today, what will happen is I will intentionally restart my day, no matter how short it is. Right. Because when this happens, I beat up on myself. What the fuck's wrong with you? You getting up so fucking lazy fuck. So, well, maybe, yeah. But part of the problem is I remembered almost all my fucking nightmares last night. Dreams. There were only a couple nightmares. Right. There's one thing that I can't stand, and that's not being myself. I can't be fake. I'm perfectly capable of it, but I don't do it. Right. Because there's a lot of pressure out there for you to be okay. Well, why can't you just be okay? Well, that's when I'll punch you in the face and say, why can't you just be okay? Just be okay. No, it's over with. What are you talking about? Get over it. It happened. It's done. Get over it. Mhm. All right, take your phone, throw it in the fucking ground, shatter it. It's over with, man. Get over it. Why are you mad? Get over yourself. Mhm. When it comes to depression, the best bet is just giving people, hey, do you want me to hang out? Do you want to talk? Because people that are depressed, a lot of times they don't want to talk. But when somebody is around and they're just around, it helps. Okay. I know you don't want to talk, but I am right here. I don't care if you interrupt me, doesn't matter. Whatever you need, you just let me know, okay? I'm right here. And then go check on them every now and then. Hey, you okay? All right. Okay. Cool. I'm here. Just got to be available. See, when it comes to depression, most people just want somebody that understands what they're going through. That helps depression a lot. That's why alcoholics work very, very well with people with depression because we've gone through that too. You understand what loneliness feels like, and depression really, really sets people apart. Yeah. There's a people with depression do a lot of internal negative talk. And since I've worked on that, right? Because 3, 4 years ago, if this would have happened, there would have been shit. I would have been shit talking myself. And I don't do that anymore. I practice being kinder to myself, right? So, so honesty keeps the lights on when everything feels dim. But let's go back a little bit. We were talking about the pressure of looking okay. I, you know, I want to appear strong. Sure I do. Because there are people that follow me. Hmm. But it takes more strength, more courage to come on here and say that I don't have much right now. It takes more. See, when I admit that that's what's going on, it's like willingness. If I don't, if I don't have willingness, I can pray for the willingness, which automatically gives me the willingness. In this case, it's kind of the same thing, right? Maybe we have a fear of disappointing others. I kind of brought that up earlier. I just don't want to be a burden. I don't. I'm so fucking tired of being a burden on other people. That's why it's hard for me. Well, it was hard. I'm happy to ask for help now. No worries there. So it takes a lot more effort to pretend. Right. So, because pretending is heavier than honesty, takes a lot more effort. So, why does honesty matter most on hard days? Okay. Because if I isolate, the silence will become deafening. Yeah. It'll it'll overtake me. My mind will start to go to places. It'll start to see that this world is just way too big for me. And then I will feel overwhelmed and then I shut down. And then I won't show up to the meetings and stuff because I'll be asleep. Because that's what I do when I'm really depressed. Right. But I've also learned that honesty keeps this thing alive. Right. It keeps, when I tell the truth, then the connection between you and I becomes a little bit stronger, right? Because I'm being honest about what's going on, And the main part is that, a lot of other people go through this in silence, and I don't want them to have to suffer because it's not necessary. Depression doesn't mean you have to suffer, right? But it does hurt. People think that depression is just a low down mood. No, it physically hurts. I don't know about other people, but it hurts me. My stomach goes fucking wonky. Right now, that's what it's doing. My neck hurts. My shoulder hurts. This is all from my depression because it's putting more on me. Right? So there's a lot of implications to holding it in. So not only that, but the honesty will disrupt the bad thinking, the old thinking, the negative thinking. All right. So we're trying to balance this out. Humility and depression also can live together. It's going on. God, this is what's going on today. I need extra help today. It's okay. All right. Because the one place I don't feel like a burden ever is with my higher power. I've never felt like I've been a burden on him. It's weird. All right. Depression, it can lead into relapse thinking. I'm a horrible person. I don't deserve this. I'm not worthy. And then because depression really makes you look at your worth, which we shouldn't be doing, especially when we're depressed, right? Unless you want to go the opposite. Look at all the great things. But in that case, a gratitude list would be appropriate. Yeah. A gratitude list would be appropriate during depression. I don't really sit down and do gratitude lists. I started 2 minutes ago knocking up the things I'm all the great things that have happened to me this last week. And that makes me, that lightens that big rock in my stomach right now. It lightens it a little bit, right? Well, and that's going to give me more. Okay. But am I going to spend my energy towards being depressed, or am I going to spend my energy towards doing the best that I can today, even though it's not much? And even not much for alcoholics is a lot. All right. So feeling bad isn't quite the same as doing bad. So what can honesty look like today? Saying I'm not okay, asking for support, and being real instead of polished. I'm not polished. I certainly don't want people to think that every day is a great fucking day, because that's not how life works, at least not for me. It's not how it works. Sorry. Oh, it was real quick. Ears are ringing. No, I do not have tinnitus. My grandma's probably hanging out because I'm depressed. Right? Honesty doesn't need energy, it needs willingness. Honesty is going to take a little bit of energy. It's going to take a little bit of energy. Come on, JapPT. Get it together. So what do? We should talk instead of withdrawing, letting others know where we're at and allowing support, right? So that connection cuts through the fog. And that's what I did. I let my wife know about it. Amber knew about it. All right. See, when I get up too late, people are like, where's Dion? Where's Dion? Where's Dion? He hasn't gone live yet. Nobody's shit talking on Facebook right now. Where's Dion? And that feels nice. Right? But I don't want people to have to go out of their way to find out that I'm okay too. There I am determining my worth. Right? So not everything is gonna be exciting and everything. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. I don't need a clear sky to stay on the path. I just need to keep walking. And what is that? But trust in my higher power. Trust in my closed mouth friends and the people that support me. Right? And what's the saying? We're not all sick on the same day. So today's a day where I'm going to have to allow other people to help me if they can. Sometimes just listening. Just listening. When somebody's depressed, don't tell, the number one thing you don't do is tell them what to do. Ask. You get to ask. Is there anything that might make you feel better? The answer is going to be no, but thank you for asking. That's going to be the answer. Right? Your best bet is this. If you studied the love languages, if you find out what their love language is, you can use their love language. And don't ask. Maybe their love language is spending time. Then put on a show you both love and spend time with them. Put on something stupid, silly. All right, don't put on something depressing. Don't go putting on a Lifetime movie. All right. Of course, that may get you out of it. When I'm depressed, I listen to depressing music. It's not necessarily a good idea. Sometimes it gets me out of it. So when I'm depressed, I do my best to put on music that's a little bit more lighthearted. Yeah. There's a lot of things that you could do, but you're going to need to find your way. The main thing is this, that it's okay to not have a good day every day. It's okay that some days are a little bit tougher. You just do what you can, and God will take care of the rest. All right. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out. And let's remember that no one ever, ever trudges alone.